Welcome back to this special edition of Mediaweek, coming to you from the newspaper's annual gathering, the Future Forum. We have with us media buyer Henry Tager, the Executive Chairman of IPG Media Brands. Henry, just wanted to ask you too, while we have you, about the changes within all the various sectors that we're seeing, and whether you think all the various sectors are going to maintain competitive share against each other when you're looking at print, TV, radio.
I think there is gradual creep across the different platforms that we've seen, and I think that's largely been driven by how quick the traditional media have evolved into digital. We're using a really simple phrase that everything is digital now, and today, newspapers are obviously all-encompassing platform with digital as a key future pillar. The same is taking place with television, with IPTV and the players preparing for the free-to-air version of that proposition. Foxtel has done the same. So as digital starts to immerse itself into all channels, I think that creeping of share between is going to become blurrier and blurrier. But I think we've probably seen the most significant shifts already, I would say, and I think in the next 2-3 years those shifts will become less significant.
Henry, short-term outlook. What are you seeing post-election? Have people been holding back? Are marketers ready to spend?
I think the obvious marketers with brands that don't want to be positioned within election campaigning have held back, which is a pretty standard thing within a cycle. I think post-election we'll see a good run into Christmas. I think we'll see a really strong retail push into Christmas, and a couple of other big categories in the marketplace start to invest. So I see second half calendar for 2013 as a really strong year for market. I would say growth in the sort of mid-single digits, free-to-air pretty close to that as well. And I see the same continuing into next year. We're pretty positive on 2014 onwards. I think a good shot of confidence into the Australian economy will filter through to the corporates that invest in marketing, and I think that historically is the catalyst for marketers and their CEOs to reinvest in marketing.
Henry, it's been great to get your thoughts. Thank you so much for joining us. Henry Tager from IPG Media Brands. Well, of course, we also heard from Seven Group CEO Don Volte earlier this week when it reported results, and he too was asked about the outlook for media.
Well, competitively, we're still number one in the television business and the most read now magazine business, and our newspaper in Western Australia is still defying gravity in a lot of ways. So it's a bit of a struggle in the industry with the advertising downturn, but we see some bright spots for the future, and I'm very happy with how the management team competed last year. We took a lot of cost out of the business, but most importantly is we didn't destroy the content, or actually we tried not to impact the content whatsoever in what we put on television, both the news, drama, as well as sports. And then in the magazines and the newspapers, we tried to have a quality product for our advertisers and our readers. Yeah, I'm very proud of them, and I think the new management team will do extremely well going into the future.
And for more analysis, here's Evan Lucas from IG.
It's been another interesting week in the media stocks, and I think the main thing to probably talk about that's come out over the last couple of days this week is what's going on with the majority shareholder in Seven West Media, and that is Seven Group. Seven Group hold 35.4% of Seven West Media's current share offering, and that is a huge portfolio, and we know this very much in terms of what Kerry Stokes is doing. And having a look at the results that actually came out from Seven Group, it was a bit of a tale of two stories, and unfortunately for the media side of the business, it was actually the fact that we did see Seven West Media being a fairly large drag on the income that they generated from the current company. Seven West Media generated 9% less income than what was expected from last year. Came in at $105.8 million to the company for Seven Group, whereas it's WestTrack, which is the company that does a lot of the mining services side of the business, things like Caterpillar distribution and also their trucks. All that kind of material came in quite well, up 15.5% to $446 million. So it was a little bit of an offset. Meant the full result came in at $396 million. The estimates had been for $352. So there was quite a nice little beat there, coming in at 396. Really quite nice figure. We also saw sales a little bit weaker, and that again came back to the Seven West Media side, dragging down at $475 billion versus $485 expected. Having a look going at next year, and that's where most of the concern came out of yesterday's stock price. It did drop 7.5% yesterday. They do see that FY14 and FY15 could be quite under pressure as that Westpac side actually continues to fall away as the mining services pick off. And with that, they don't actually see Seven West Media picking up anytime soon. So we may actually see a bit of a fallback in terms of where the guidance is coming for next year. And the fact that Seven West Media continues to have strains on the advertisement side, they don't see a pickup on that $105 million they declared yesterday in income from that company. So we do need to see Don Volti, who's come from Seven West Media, who's now in control of Seven Group, trying to sort of derive more income, probably coming from the Westpac, and offset the fall that it's going to have, and how he's also going to work with the new shareholders coming from Seven West Group to actually pick that up. Very interesting sort of story ahead for Seven Group. It will probably try and moderate the losses coming out of Seven West Media, and a very interesting couple of weeks ahead for the whole group as we go into the federal election, watching those advertisement spend across the media space.
Time for a look now at the TV ratings, and these are for week 34. And James, starting with the free-to-air top 10
Yeah,
first.
look, it's all about the X Factor. Three of the programs in the top 10 there. There was a bit of a battle on Sunday nights with Australia's Got Talent, but X Factor certainly got the edge at the moment.
And looking at the subscription TV, the sport top 5 sport programs.
Yeah, look, NRL, AFL, they're just 1 week away from the finals.
And in the non-sport category, the next top model.
Next top model, yeah, Selling Houses Australia, which I think was a repeat episode, tells you the strength of that format.
Just some news of the week too out of the TV sector as well. We've seen 10 restructuring its sales team and new trading, client solutions and creative solutions divisions.
Yeah, look, under Louise Barrett, she came across from Bauer. She had to spend some time out on gardening leave, but she's back there now, restructured the TV division. Kylie Rogers used to be head of sales there. She's moving into a special division called Regenerate, which is going to be looking for special solutions for their major advertisers. Also got a new trading department and a client solutions department, like for their key accounts, to service them better.
And Nine's revealed a start date for a new production of the Packer Murdoch story.
Yeah, it's going to be September 8, part 1, the following Sunday, part 2. Lots of interest about Rupert Murdoch in September, of course. The plays on it, the Rupert, the David Williamson play at the MTC in Melbourne. Of course, Paul Barry's book on Rupert Murdoch will be out later in the month as well.
Yeah, lots to look over. Bill Peach, of course, sad news this week. He died at the age of 78.
Yeah, sort of widely regarded as Australia's first sort of current affairs TV anchor, if you like. This Day Tonight became known as TDT, one of the key program he looked after for a long time, and a whole breed of journalists came through the ranks there.
Just in terms of Seven as well, we've been seeing some new programming being unveiled.
Yeah, $1 Million Minute looks like going into the 5:30 weeknight slot, where they're to take on Channel 9, who'd been really dominating that with Eddie Maguire and his game show there. So $1 million on offer is the idea. How will it go? We're not sure. Replacing Deal or No Deal in that time slot.
All right, thanks for that, James. We've got to take a very quick break. Coming up, though, more from our special edition of Media Week from the newspaper forum, the Future Forum, including we're going to be speaking with Martin Clark, publisher of Mail Online.